In this multi-part webcast, we're going to go through RIA services. We're going to build a complete end-to-end example. Actually, we're going to build the CodeCamp site, Silicon Valley CodeCamp. We're going to create sessions and speakers. We're going to show images. We're going to do authentication. We're going to do authorization. We're going to do validation. Basically, build a complete end-to-end application in Silverlight 4 using RIA services. To start, though, the first part of the presentation is just going to be a general overview, comparable to what Brad Abrams did at PDC a couple months ago, but of course with my own little spin on it. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about RIA services background. Then, obviously, like I said, further down the road, we're going to do overviews and simple usages. Then we're going to get more complex with Visual Studio integration and do the full CodeCamp. So briefly, my background, pretty straightforward. 4 years of being MVP. I wrote 4 MSDN articles quite a while back. I've organized primary organizer for the past 4 CodeCamps at Silicon Valley, and the next one is coming 2010, October 2nd and 3rd, assuming PDC doesn't get scheduled at those dates also. Before that, I kind of sorted career doing lots of different things, including building a large app for an insurance company, and then previous to that, I went to school. So, talked about what we're going to cover. So let's just take a quick gander at the actual CodeCamp website. Let me slide this screen out of the way so you can see what I'm talking about. So what you're looking at right here is a full-on Silverlight 4 RIA services app. I mean, this probably took me 2 or 3 days to build, sort of at the same time learning. I think probably if I knew what I knew now, it would take me probably half a day. And it's just plugging a bunch of things together. So you log into the site, which would be whatever.com. This is any browser. The home page comes up. If I click on the About, it shows us another picture where you could put stuff. This happens to be our lunch line of 1,000 people that we got through in an hour. That was pretty impressive. So where it gets interesting is if I click on speakers, notice the please wait comes up, followed by the error, but we're gonna refresh the browser and see if the error goes away. The beta gods weren't very nice to it on that one. Let's see what happens if I go to About again and come back to speakers. I actually have a 2-second delay in there just so that you can see the nice timer. Brought up a very nice scroll window. This is actually very nicely formatted, thanks to the synergists who helped with this. You can see we've got all the sessions in here for 2009. It's probably scrolling too fast for the video capture. This is a Silverlight template, which is nicely formatted. I've got a link to sessions, so if I click on the sessions button, it'll take me to the sessions for that person. I really didn't do any formatting with anything but the speakers page, but here's Lynn Langett's sessions, data mining for .NET developers, and what is Gemini. We have a pager here, even though there's only 2, so there's no reason to have it, but if you had a lot. If I click on attendees, it's for admin only, and I'll show you basically the authorization for that later. But you can see that we've got 141 pages, 10 per page, of attendees. So these are actually all the attendees that came to CodeCamp, and also click the button that said allow me to share their name. So I guess this is what I'm doing at the moment. Notice the little plus key that was actually lifted with permission from Brad's PDC presentation. He said his wife, I think, did that for him. Push the plus key. It actually does a redirect to a different page, attendees details, attendee ID equals 6 with all the appropriate information. Notice if I go back, it takes me right back where I was, though I didn't remember the paging, so it didn't actually take me there. And that's about it. I have, we just went through home, attendees, sessions, speakers, and About. Login also. This is a built-in login, so if I type my login and my super secret password, logging me in, notice it does a nice little Silverlight animation. Now I'm logged in as P. Kellner. Kind of looks and feels like an ASP.NET app. If I log out, it takes me out again. Log in. If I haven't registered, I could click register. Notice the nice little flip registration. So I wanted to create a new user. I could say J Smith, and notice as I'm typing, if I type in something that's illegal, like there's a regular expression that validated that email, that's not going to work. That works. Notice it's got the nice masking for passwords. Probably should type in a password, ABCD, DEFG. Notice it highlights, obviously the passwords don't match, with a nice validation message. Security question, and what year was your father born? 1925. At this point I would just say OK, and it actually has a validation. It says password needs to contain at least one. I'll do it again. I say OK. Submitting registration, nice animation, and here I am logged in as J Smith. So that's basically it by way of the introduction. That's the end of the first screencast, and the next several screencasts will take us into how we built this application. Thank you very much.